Hey everyone, welcome to Teachers Love Edu PD live event for teachers. And today we're talking about amazing topic. It's my favorite one, inclusive education, creating an engaging inclusive classroom with amazing Melisa Hayes. And I'm going to invite her just in a minute. And before I do this, please do share from which part of the world you're tuning from and what is your teaching role in our Q&A box on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, please do join us on YouTube because we are sharing today, as always, with great resource, Wakelet resource collection, and with great tips, and we can have a great chat here on YouTube as well. So thanks everyone who already joined us, and please do keep sharing from which part of the world you're tuning from. And I can see that Jadranka is here. Thank you so much for joining, and also Mohammed. Hi, hello. Keep sharing for which part of the world you're tuning from, and right now, I'm going to invite Melisa.
Hi.
Hello, Melisa. I'm super excited that you are a guest speaker today because I've seen your posts on Facebook, I've seen your posts on Twitter, and everything that you do with how old are your students? Like, let's start with this brief introduction. Can you give
Yes,
it
they
for
are
yourself?
7 and 8-year-olds, and I've been teaching. I always can't remember. I think it's 26 or 27 years. They all kind of mesh together. But I've only taught second grade through all those years. I subbed
Second grade.
half. Yeah, I subbed a year and a half in kindergarten through 8th grade, and then I got a job at an Islamic Arabic school in second grade. And then from
Wow.
there, I got my job in the Hilliard district and have been there ever since and have only taught second grade. It's the most amazing grade.
Fantastic. So all of these activities that you do, that you provide for your students, they're so memorable, valuable. So, and I really want to ask you the question, but before this, I would love to give a shout out to Andy Canivin. Thank you so much for joining. Yesterday we had a great live session. So I already attached the link to this, YouTube session in the description box to that great webinar that was delivered by Andy. And please do go and watch it because it was tremendous. And yeah, I would love to ask you a question. What does inclusive education mean to you?
Um, Inclusivity for me means that every child, no matter the learner or the ability, feels loved and successful. I think it's our job to get to know our kids and their passions, their interests, and not focus on, and I hate this word, the disability, because they all have so many special abilities that needs to be honed in on and celebrated. And it's our job to make sure they're successful. So if we need to reduce work, if we need to add accommodations, that's our job. And I think for me, it really hits close to home because about 15 years ago, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl who has Down syndrome. And she is super sassy and super intelligent, and she can do anything everybody else can do. It just takes her a little bit longer. So for any adult to look at her and think she's a textbook case or that she can't do this or she's just a kindergarten level, really lights a fire under me.
I
So,
can imagine. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of my passion to let everyone know that any kid, any ability has so much to offer if we just give them that platform.
This is like, your personal story is amazing and your experience is like it's super great. And here's just another question. What is inclusive classroom then? So you've mentioned that we need to provide love, support, and special edu tools. Like,
Yes. So the first thing we need to do is just get to know our kids and have that rapport,
okay,
have that
yeah,
relationship, build the trust. It doesn't come overnight. And I could sit and tell you 3 things about each of my kids, what annoys them and what they love in my classroom. Um,
wow,
so I think too, we need to know their individualized plan, whether they do have an IEP or not. Even though if a child is gifted, they still have that plan. It's probably not on paper, but it's their interests, what they love,
Yeah.
what they like, the risks they should take to grow, to learn, to be successful. For kids in the resource room that have those special abilities, it's my job to get on Twitter, like with Andy Knieven, I love him to death, who gives me all these amazing tools. Everyone on Twitter that I just adore, that helps me grow as an educator, gives me all those tools for my toolkit for my kids. So I think, to answer your question, an inclusive classroom is being able to love our kids so much and learn and grow with them and be able to give them all those tools to be successful. No matter the learner, there's always ability. We just need to tap in and see what we can do, take that risk. I know, maybe we have a kid that has a speech issue and the speech teacher isn't here and you can't reach them. There's other things that you can do. We just need to tap into, take that risk and find those resources. So
Wow, that was amazing. I'm going to watch it. I want to take your words into quotes, because wow, thank you so much, Melissa. It's super inspiring for me because I strongly believe that we need to use and we need to learn about the tools of accessibility and inclusivity, no matter the fact if you're a special educator or not, because we teach students and they're all different. And I'm so rooting for individual approach because we've got dyslexic learners. I had experience with teaching dyslexic learners, and I know how they suffer, at school when teachers don't know what is happening, to them or something like this.
yeah.
So it's amazing. And I just want to highlight that please share with your takeaways from this session. I've got so many already. And please do post them on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. And don't forget to tag Melissa. They're the tags, you can see in this running line, myself, and use the hashtag teachers love it. And all the other tools you can, tag them all also that Melissa will also mention today. So, Melissa, the floor is yours. Let me know whenever you want to, it's already here. So I'm going to put
Awesome.
your present. I love it.
Okay.
You're amazing.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so please bear with me. Do I still need to share my screen then, or is it already
No,
shared?
no, it's on. It's on. So we can see creating engaging inclusive classroom. Your beautiful presentation.
Okay. So at the bottom of that is my Twitter handle. I would love for you to follow me so I could learn from all of you. I definitely am a huge lover of learning everything. So I would love to learn from you. If I can't follow you, Twitter and I have a love-hate relationship. So it usually says I am limited. So at one point, hopefully I will be able to follow back. So these are the apps and sites that I'm going to talk about. Microsoft Flip, which Andy can even did with Anna. I think it was just yesterday, wasn't
Yes. Yeah, the link is in the description box. Yeah, here on YouTube. Go and click it.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that is a super inclusive app for all learners, and I love it, love it, love it. Also, we use Word Hippo, which is a great tool. Remove.bg, which I'll talk about, Pick Collage, and ClassKick. And then the www, those are sites, but the other three are the apps. So those are the pictures below. Flip is first, Pick Collage is second, and ClassKick. So if you want to look on your app store, you know what to look for.
There was a comment from Andy. So, master, 100% master of your craft and inspiring your classroom family. Yeah.
So we do a lot of STEM projects in second grade. I love STEM because it taps into that creativity. It allows kids to take those risks. You would think your gifted and high learners would be super, it would be super easy for them, but actually it's more difficult because they're used to it coming easy for them. So the fact that they might have to try things and have to revisit it and tweak it and redo it is a little challenging. So that's a great struggle for them to have. But I usually give the directions. This was a Cinderella STEM during our fairy tale unit. By the way, it's second grade, so it's 6 and 7-year-olds. And basically they had to design a shoe. They always have to illustrate it before they gather the materials. I usually have math in there, like 6 inches long. It has to be pretty. It can't fall off of the foot. They actually made it so they put it on their foot. So there's a couple pictures where you can see one in particular, the child is putting it on the kiddo, and they actually walked around in the shoe. It was so funny. um,
Wow.
they talk about their successes and failures. They do this on Flip. For this STEM activity, they actually use Flip to produce like a commercial and share why Cinderella should buy their shoe. So it was kind of like, it costs this much, it's super convenient, it is easy to get on, it's durable. A lot of them had fasteners and zippers or tape or buttons. So they did a super cute job. It was great creativity for them, and we do a lot of STEM projects.
Wow, fantastic idea. Like,
Yeah. So
brilliant.
thanks. We do animal books. This is a huge project we have just started. So the kids pick an animal of their choice. This is all learners in my classroom, whether they're kindergarten level, second grade level, or third and fourth grade level, because I have those high gifted kids. The first thing they do is the note cards. So there's 4 topics: eats, looks, lives, and fun facts. For those, they have 6 cards per topic. So they would have 6 eats, 6 looks, 6 lives, and 6 fun facts. In the book, they only put 1 word per topic. So if they have squirrels and the squirrels eat nuts, on their eats, they would just put nuts. And then from there,
Mhm.
we do a lesson on how to put those words into sentences. And from the sentences, they put it into more of an engaging paragraph. And then they add the text features, which is table of contents, diagram, illustration. And then the inclusivity is for those learners who really struggle with writing and shut down, they could use Flip to do this, and it would transcribe what they wrote. If for our learners who are non-English speakers, Flip is another amazing tool where they
Wow.
could talk in Spanish. It could transcribe. They could also use the immersive learner to get the directions in their own language. Um, for our kiddos who still might be kindergarten level, I still have them do 1 sentence. So kids who might go to the resource room, who might be maybe at kindergarten level, I work with them in a small group, and they just give me one word, 1 card per topic. And then there's just 1 sentence. They can do a picture. And then the text features would be reduced. Maybe they do a diagram and about the author, whereas the other ones might do 4 or 5. Everyone completes a book. Everyone feels successful. Everyone is sharing with the whole school. We go to the library and they share with all the grade levels. So it's one where the kids are like it's such hard work. They're so proud of what they do.
This is fantastic. Just yesterday, Andy shared how immersive reader works, and it,
Mm-hmm.
like, in action. It always amazes me. I love it. I use it, but it always amazes me like a lot.
Well, these are their books, and I just spiral bind them. So as you can see, the front and back cover are more construction paper with the animal and the color. And then so they do the books, and then eventually this link goes to the Padlet where they can also do digital books. The digital
Wow.
is similar to the paper copy. It's just digitized. So they're typing the words from the book, but they're adding their own illustrations. They add in like a map of where
I
the
love it.
animals are located. For there about the author, which they do in their book, they would add a QR code that goes to their flip in the actual book. And they would say, "Hi, my name is," and talk about what they love, and then do some pictures and put about the author. In their digital, they would actually put their picture and just type some things in. So the digital is kind of similar, but they do that on either Keynote or Google Slides. Um,
Fantastic.
I do a
Ooh.
lot of classroom transformations.
Ah.
My motto is, it is my job to make second grade the most memorable year they have. So when they come to school, they don't know what I'm going to do, and they're so excited to get here. So that's the goal. I feel like the academics are important, but the academics come and go. I mean, they're eventually going to understand if their learning is a little bit more slower than others, they're going to get there. But that relationship, building that love, building that trust, building those memories, you can't get
Wow.
that back. So that is my goal, is for them to respect each other, to love their family, to stick up for their family, and make this year memorable. So we do a lot of classroom transformations. This was our
I
this was
want a teacher like you. Like what you do is like
thank
it's
you.
they never forget it. You see, they
That's what
never
I hope.
forget it.
Yeah. That's what I hope. So this was our New Year's. We always celebrate New Year when they come back. We have a balloon drop. We have a confetti launcher. They have uh, party hats. It's just a fun time for them to celebrate each other and celebrate the year that they've had, because they've grown so much. We have weather transformation. So when we do our weather unit, I have ponchos. So when the kids come in, they get a poncho. I have my own poncho. I have the weather
Wow.
going on the big screen, a thunderstorm usually. We have experiments, and I'll go into some of the other things that we have. They have flashlights, and those are the experiments on the other side for the kids to do. This is where the remove.bg comes in. If you have an Apple phone and you've done the latest update, you don't, I mean, my kids haven't updated their iPads yet. So eventually we won't need remove, but remove just takes the background off of the picture. So as you can see, they were supposed to create the most dangerous weather condition. In this case, they chose tornadoes.
Wow.
So they acted out what it would be like to kind of be in this super windy environment. And they got a buddy. You can see him in the background taking the picture. And then they removed the background, put themselves in a background, which is where Pic Collage comes in, because there's so many backgrounds that you can use on Pic Collage, which is an app, which was the picture that I showed. And then they just added maybe a bus to it. And then they added the opinion, but added facts as to why a tornado
Yeah.
is the most dangerous weather condition. This is your engagement. Kids don't like to write. I know I didn't like to write. I'm still an adult and I'm not fascinated about writing. So I have
Yeah.
to engage
Me
them. I
too.
have to get them wanting to write. And this was a good way to get them to research a little, do the fun picture, and then write about why it's the most dangerous weather condition. This is in a group, so they could help each other. They work together. And
Collaborative work and action as well in
yes,
process, right?
yes.
Fantastic.
There's a couple more pictures.
Wait, Melissa, while we dive in, I just want to highlight these comments. There are so many comments for you,
Oh,
like
okay.
amazing task, amazing, love it, amazing work. And there's like from Anita, I can see, and there were before I've been like, highlighting them while you were
Aw,
presenting. But I
thank
just want
you.
to stop and make sure that you hear that. So
Aw,
this is from
thank
Andy. Just looking from the outside, it's memorable for all of us. No doubt your students are making magnificent memories as they are learning together. Ah,
you.
so
Aw,
beautiful.
love it. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, there were one more comment that I miss here from Indy. All the love back to you, sis, and the whole Fleet fam. Love how you live out and model how to have a successful, inclusive classroom. Sorry, I'm totally like, wow. Yesterday I went to the real. Oh,
Thank you. Oh,
but it's
well,
love this
I'm
time.
only as good as the people I surround myself with. So the only reason I'm able to do this is because of my Flip family, you, Anna, all of my PLF that helps me grow and be a better person, not just a teacher. So thank you for the love. I so appreciate it.
Oh, you're amazing. We love
And
you
here's the
for
little
sure.
pictures. This was a tsunami and this was a snowstorm. Oh, so they did so.
This is the precious thing that you do. You share with the real, activities that were done by students, not just, okay, Here's the
Yeah,
platform, and you can do that. This is real. This is
thank you. I love it. They did such a good job. Here's a couple more. This a picture was super funny where he had the tornado in his hands and they were looking up. I just so funny.
Melissa. Can we cover the question from Fernando? So,
Yes,
what must a teacher not to do hinder an inclusive environment?
I would say the number one thing a teacher should not do is label a child.
Oh, wow,
So
good.
looking at a child and saying, you have Down syndrome, you have autism, knowing that they have a special ability and then growing from that. Some people look at that and think it's textbook and look it up and say, well, they don't do this, they don't do that. Instead of thinking what they don't do, maybe looking at what they can do and focus on that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, and then our weather unit, I always pick a few kids each day, week, and they go outside and they give the weather. So they'll say, "Hey, this is Channel 6, Hazel Channel 6 or whatever news, and we're reporting the weather in Hilliard, Ohio." And they'll say it's 55 degrees, sunny. The leaves are falling off the trees, and then they'll say, "We would love to know the weather where you live." And then they say, please respond either to our tweets or on Microsoft Flip. So from there, my whole community comes together, which I absolutely adore. And they either go on Flip, which as you can see in the other pic on that same slide, there's all these different amazing people sharing the weather all over where they live. So they share the country or the state they're in. They can show a little bit about what's going on there, the temperature. And then from there, all my kiddos get on the Numbers app and they create graphs of all
Graphs.
graphs.
Wow.
So they collect data. I usually tell them to pick 6 or 7, but a lot of them are like, can we do more? And I'm like, yeah, that's sure. So, the sky's the limit. Obviously, it's reduced for kiddos who need it reduced and so on. So it's a great activity, real world. Super Bowl is coming up if you live in the United States next month. So we do a Super Bowl transformation. As you can see, the kiddos have black under their eyes like a football player. When they come in, after they check out the room, which is kind of transformed into a football stadium with all kinds of football things, they have an index card and they scratch it off and it shows what team they're on. These are the 2 teams that are in the Super Bowl. So if it's the Bengals and the Buffalo Bills, which Michael Dressick would love, they would get on either side of their team. And then as you can see, the 2 lines are the 2 teams. I am the referee, so I dress as a referee. I have my 2 foul flags I
Amazing.
can throw. There's 2 buzzers at the end of the table. The questions are all from what they've learned throughout the year. So it's kind of like a review. First one to hit the buzzer will get the question. If they get the question right, and I don't have a picture of this, but I have like a little, like it's a cardboard cutout and it's netted in it, and they have an actual Nerf football and they throw it through the net. If they get it through the net, they get the extra point. If they don't, it's not a big deal. They go to the end of the line and we keep going. So it's a football theme. The kids can try for the extra point. And then the afternoon, and as you can see, they're right there in front of the score, and there's like the green from the
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
They're trying to put on their brave and tough face. And then in the afternoon, we have a bunch of games. So you can see like the coin toss with the little football things. They have money matching, which the little girl held up like 10 cents, and then the coin that's a 10 dime.
Wow.
They have like various things. The football with the ring toss has numbers on it. So when they see how many they got, the other one has the football on their head. So if they see how many tosses they got in the field goal post, they add those numbers up. So it's math, it's reading, it's writing, it's social studies, it's things that we've done throughout the year to kind of review. So that's our Super Bowl. The kids love it. We also review money. We haven't done this yet. This will probably be in Mayish. But the kids bring a stuffed animal to school one day when it's vet clinic day. They are a vet. They
Ooh,
are in charge of assessing the stuffed animal that the other child brings. The other child will say, "This is just a checkup. I'd like my dog checked to make sure he's doing fine," or "This, I'd like my dog. He's starting to stomach aches or whatever." So we come up together with kind of a menu of ideas. What is a vet? What do they do at the vet? They create their own menu, as you can see in the middle, and then they have prices. They can't go over 99 cents. However, my higher kids will probably go over and say like
yeah.
126 cents because we don't really do decimal points. The other kids who might be at the other end of the spectrum might not go over 20 cents, just depending on the kiddo. So its menu is geared to them. If they want to do their menu on a video, then they could do that and share the QR, and that way it's easier for them and everyone wins and everyone feels successful. So that day they bring their animal, they find a vet, they go to the vet checks them, then they give them the bill. The child has to go get the exact change that the bill is asking for and give it to the vet. Then they switch places. Before they switch places, in the middle, it says flip vet customer survey. That
Wow.
child who brought in their pet to be checked at the vet, they have to go on Flip and give that vet a customer service review. So they could say, the vet was very nice. They took the time to take care of my vet. I highly recommend them. Or this vet was too expensive. So it's a great soft starts where it's talking about being respectful, looking in the eye, that kind of thing. So all these things kind of go together.
Melissa, you're make history. You know this. Like how do you do that? It's the only
I
question that,
I
how? It's
don't know. A lot of things I
creative and
come up
brilliant.
with. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
So this is our 100 day. This is coming up soon too. So basically for 100 day, we read, it's a glow day. We read for 100 minutes. The kids bring in blankets and we make forts. A lot of them, they've never made a fort before. So my heart is
Oh
like, oh.
my. Oh
So we
my.
make a fort, and I'm in there too. If you can see under where it says 100 day, like the second, you can see me reading with the kids. They can wear tie dyes, they can bring in stuffies, blankets, pillows. And then that's kind of in the morning. Also for 100 day, I don't think I have a picture of this, but they actually do a writing piece where it's how they would feel and what they would look like if they were 100 years old. So
Wow.
like they would have wrinkles, gray hair, hard of hearing, teeth would fall out. I mean, they just go through. And then I use the aging app and take a picture of them. They look
Yeah.
really old. And I put that on ChatterKid. And then when they go on ChatterKid, and I know I don't have this on there, I apologize, but they go on ChatterKid and they talk like an older person from the writing. So they would say, "Hello, I'm Emma, 100 years old. And then they take that and app smash it and put it on Flip. And then in the hallway, I put their pictures up and put their Flip QR so kids can scan it and hear them as 100 years old.
Oh my God, this is so
Then
creative.
in
You
the
just blew me away.
Oh, thanks. In the afternoon, we use 100 cups and create. It's kind of like a maker space. We have ski balls, so the balls that go in certain holes, they would add those numbers up, 25, 45. So it's great 2-digit addition. Um, they have cones with glow rings that they throw at the cones, and the cones would say something like sing the water cycle song. So if they get that rain on the cone, they have to sing the water cycle song. One of them might say, "What is 10 more than 52?" And they would say that. So there's questions pertaining to things that we've learned throughout the year. The I'm not talking very well. The dartboard has numbers, so they just add those numbers up, so the math is included. And then the last thing you see is the pie in the face. So there are little cups that are all together and ping pong balls. And when the kid bounces the ping pong ball into a cup, they look inside the cup and it might say 100 more, 10 more, or 1 more, or 100 less,
Wow.
10 less, or 1 less. And then there's a number outside the cup. So they would have to give the answer. This is mental math. If it gets the black cup in the center, it's a pie in the face. So that's where you see the pie in the face. All of them who want it usually get it. And these two on the end with the closing of the eyes and one in the middle and one with their mouth open, it's just
Oh,
priceless. So fun.
yes.
So that's our 100-day.
Adorable. I just shared the resource collection in the Q&A box on YouTube, so go to
Awesome.
YouTube and check it there. Check it out. And please don't forget to grab your takeaways, highlights, and post them on socials. Tag Melissa, because this is amazing. My
Thank
favorite part
you.
when teachers share the personal experiences of using tools or different activities, projects in their classrooms. It's
Yeah.
like the best.
So thank you. This is our Hazel Mart. So this is when we've studied money. We've already done it this year. And I obviously reduced this. This was up to 90. Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Wow.
mean to do that. Let me go back. Oh, how do I go
That's
back?
okay. They're pointers, when you know, navigate your cursor a little bit below.
Let me go back. There we go.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't mean to. Let me go to a
Okay.
new.
Sure, sure. Let's restart sharing.
Yeah, sorry. Let me go back. I hit the
Mhm.
button way too fast. Sorry.
It was actually I was so I'm impatient about to see all the slides because they are all like the best with all the pictures of your students and the way you support, promote inclusivity, accessibility in your classroom, love to yours for your students. It's the best.
Okay, so
Best.
I need to redo my screen, right? Share my screen?
Oh, just a tab.
Just the tab.
Yeah,
Just
just
put
Chrome
one
tab.
there.
Chrome tab. Okay.
Wait, window. Did I do window?
Yeah, the sharing part is always the trickiest to me as
We're
well.
good.
Like.
Here? Are we here? Can you see
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. You can start sharing these
Okay.
presenting thing. Good.
So let's go where we
Yeah,
were.
perfect.
My
Oh,
apologies.
I want to see them all again from the very beginning.
My finger goes a little too fast. So I'm gonna go very slow there. We just did that
Wow.
one. Just did that
So
one.
many highlights and
There we
they
go.
will never forget this, never.
So we did Hazel Mart and um they were up to like 99 cents. I had items in my um classroom that they could buy. Erasers, pencils, books were always there and everyone actually bought a book whether they had enough money or not. The money comes from the kindness they show throughout the day. If they are being kind with each other,
Hmm.
showing great kindness, they would get money for that. And then they saved their money for the store. And then they learned how to write a check as well. And you can see at the top all of the equations that they had for
Wow.
counting. We also do a fashion show, and this was super fun. Um, the kids are, for their writing, some of them have a hard time with descriptive language. So this, I bought a red carpet at Amazon, super easy. I have a box full of like a boa, hats, glasses, microphones, just little odds and ends. I usually pick it up during Halloween because it's on sale after Halloween and just stick it in a big tub. I pick two kiddos to go out in the hall and pick whatever they want to wear. The kids line the red carpet. When they come in, they walk the red carpet, strut their stuff,
Wow.
and then they snap all these photos of them as a model. When they're all done, they pick a model to write a review over. So they might say, oh, so and so did an amazing job walking the runway. She had a black and gold feather boa and yellow glasses. So you can just kind of get the idea. Kids loved it. And of course, I walked the runway too. So
And you blew away all the socials with your posts on that. Because I remember there was a video actually. There was a video
yeah,
where your students they were walking
yes,
along this red carpet, and there were lots of iPads, and they were trying to capture all the
yes,
things.
yes, yeah. It's
It's
I
epic.
pinned it to my Twitter, so if you follow me, that should be the first thing you see. Yeah,
Yeah, do follow Melissa because it's
yeah, it's
unique.
yes, it's
My
great.
favorite word. Yeah.
So we also do Genius Hour, and Genius Hour are those passion projects. Every kiddo does one, and then the second rotation, it's anyone who wants to do one if they want to. Usually they either work by themselves, with a buddy, or in a group. Um, the topics are anything they're interested in. I usually start this with a book that says, "What do you do with an idea?" And then I have chart paper. What do you love? What are you good at? What do you want to learn? And then from there, I give them more information. They're going to do a passion project. I put up some questions. I talk about, you're going to have to use Google Slides or Keynote. You have to research the topic. They also have to come up with an activity so it's not, excuse me, just a sit and get like with their slideshow. They have to actually teach the
Hmm.
kids something from what they learned. Throughout the process, they have a rubric that they use, and they reflect on the process each week of how their Genius Hour project is going. This is obviously on Microsoft Flip, and they have a QR code that goes to their self-reflection, which is on their rubric that they create on Pic Collage. So I'll show you a couple of those. These are just some of the projects the kids have done. One was Taekwondo. Two of the kids were actually in the same class, so it worked out great. They brought in things from the class, they dressed the part. These were the activities from the presentation. The kids loved it. I loved it. I think they used wheel of names to show each move, and then a kid would spin the wheel, and then they would show them, and then the activity was they all participated in these moves. And then to the other side is the gymnastics. So the kids had their presentation, used the wheel of the names, and then showed them some moves, and they did some like gymnastic moves, nothing major with flipping or anything, but I
Wow.
had one child do baking, and we all made a no-bake apple pie with graham crackers, applesauce, and whipped cream. It was amazing.
Oh.
They blow me away with what they come up with. These are some of the rubrics that they create. Again, this is kid made. I don't want anything perfect. This is what they want. This
But
is all.
this looks amazing. Again,
So
it looks.
1, they would say, "Oh, I'm at a 1. I'm confident. 2 is great. 3, I believe in myself." I don't want to be negative. So I don't want to see needs bad, horrible, not good. If you
Oh, yeah,
notice, the bottom is needs more work. It
yeah.
might looks like it needs more work, or I believe in myself. I love that one too. And then the QR code goes to their reflection piece on Flip.
Melissa, I have a question because you have so many beautiful highlights and captures from all of these great projects that you provided for your students.
Yeah.
Where do you keep them? Like, do you have a special platform, tool, or place where you keep this highlights? Because they're precious, or
I put them on Twitter, everything that we do.
yeah,
I'm a big sharer, so I share everything.
yes,
The
true.
thing that helps me remember is I keep a scrapbook every year of my kids as a memory. So every year, if I wonder if I don't forget something that was memorable, I go back to the scrapbook and make sure. But I don't really have, like, I don't have a Wakelet. I don't have, maybe when I
Mhm.
get older, I find myself remembering. But yeah, so
So I was thinking of Wakelets, or somewhere where you can, yeah, keep them.
yeah.
But scrapbook is amazing idea as well. Like perfect.
We also do mystery Zooms. The kids use ClassKick for the maps. They ask them questions, narrow the location down, and then we all guess the location. After the kids ask our guests yes or no, or get to know you questions, and then they probably read a book, share an app, site, something like that. But it's a memory the kids absolutely love. Our goal is every single state in the US. We are down, I think, 20 some. But we've had countries like London, New Zealand, Kuwait, Ghana, and
Wow.
hopefully Russia.
And yesterday you had a session with Jaritza. Is it correct?
Yes,
Yesterday, was it?
yes,
She
yes.
shared, yeah, she shared about
Yeah,
this on Twitter. I was
yeah.
like,
Yep. Then the kids do a Zoom snap, and this is on our Wakelet collection. So they do a Zoom snap using Pic Collage, and I kind of take notes throughout our mystery Zoom, write those down, and then they use Pic Collage and get the pictures from the words and add Zoom snap. So when they go to the Wakelet and they say, which state or which country was it that said they blah 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 blah? Oh, let me look at
wow.
the Wakelet and see. So it's a great, like, wiffle ball came from Connecticut. This was Connecticut. Um, so it's just a great way to see. We also do student-led I'm sorry, I gotta hurry because the bell's gonna ring soon. We also
Yeah.
do student-led conferences, and the kids lead those conferences. So they have kind of like an outline, their goals or their one word, which I'll show in a minute, what they are enjoying, what they're working on. They share it on Flip. They come to the conference, they show that to their parents, which, as you can see, they love. And then we both, not just me, but both the child and I, talk about the amazing things they're doing this year. This is not a negative conference and not a worry and not a scary, no matter the child. It's always about sharing the successes that they have. We also do a one word. The kids did one. I also did one. And the QR code goes to the Flip, which shares why they chose the one word. So sometimes the one word's a little, wow, that's the one word. But when you hear the Flip, it all comes together. We also do GIF vocab. So I share a GIF, and then the kids come up with the emotion that GIF is having, and then they
Wow.
use word
Cell in
hippo.
action, social
Yeah,
emotional learning.
yeah.
Wow.
So then they use word hippo to come up with juicy words like deranged, furious, crazed. And then they use it in a sentence, give a definition, and write GIF vocab. It's a great way to expand the vocabulary.
And
And
it's super visual, super visual. There's animation, like
yeah.
perfect.
So this kindness project is probably my most favorite. It has no technology in it. uh, I pick one child. This is probably latter part of the year, so we know each other. They sit with their back against the whiteboard. Everyone comes up sporadically and writes something kind about that family member. When everyone's done, they stand up. We count down from 5. They turn around and read all of the messages. I always get teary eyed. See, I'm doing it now. And they want me to do it too. I do it too. It's just this is SEO in itself right there. So I love
This
this.
is family. This is family. That's what you shared.
So thanks so much for having me. I had such a this was awesome. So
Elisa, I just want to say thank you so much. I know that you're in a hurry, and I want to say thank you, millions thank you, because you do magic. You do fantastic and brilliant,
thank
creative,
you.
meaningful, valuable, and there are lots of adjectives I can name for you. This is so heartwarming, and everything that you do totally support inclusivity in the classroom. I want to say thanks everyone who joined us. All the resources, all the links are in the Q&A box on YouTube. Go, and if you're watching us at the recorded version, thank you so much, and you can get all the resources. Don't forget to grab your highlights from today's session and post them on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, stay safe. Melissa, please don't leave the room with taking a selfie, and bye everyone. Stay tuned for the upcoming webinars as always, and sending love, and bye. See you soon. Yay.